What it is, what it was, what it could be, y'all. Welcome back to Disc Golf Justice. I got my very first disc golf tournament of the year coming up in just 2 days, and it is here at my local course. However, they have taken a new layout, and there are quite a few holes that I've never seen before, never played before. So I figured now would be a good time as any to show y'all what I do when I'm analyzing a course during a practice round. I'm not gonna do every single hole, I'm just gonna do the holes that are pretty new to me. This first hole is 81 meters uphill. I'm gonna take the fuse and throw it up there. Pretty good, needs a sit. You can go long on this. That might have been a little long and a little to the right, but it's not in horrible position. I've noticed a lot of people will throw one shot after tee, and if they have a good shot, oh, they're it. Yep, that's what I'm gonna throw in the tournament, I'm done. Personally, I like throwing multiple shots off the tee, seeing where I end up the most. If I end up in a crappy spot, I know I need to practice from that spot. So I'm gonna throw another mid-range. This is the Lozado. Hopefully this one doesn't turn as much to the right. I mean, I put that in pretty much the same exact spot. I pulled that one over a little bit. That one's 100% me. I'll throw one more with the Pathfinder. Fade. Those are all going a bit long. Honestly, all three of those might be long of the basket, and there is OB long. We lucked out on all three of these stayed in bounds. The Pathfinder and the Fuse are very, very close to going OB. And even this Lozado, this OB to the right here, this one is even a little close to going OB as well. Bird. Yeah, this Fuse is very, very close to OB actually. It might behoove me to disc down and go to a putter on this hole because the Fuse is quite glidey. The Pathfinder's almost OB. Honestly, all these kind of scared me with the distance they went. I think I might end the tournament disc down to a putter. Give it to me. Give it to me. And last but not least, the Pathfinder. This wasn't horrible, just a bit long. It's a makeable putt. And we made it. This next hole is 110 meters downhill. There is OB to the right if you go, it's not these trees, but if you go through the trees, there is OB, and there's OB long as well with those wreaths. One thing I also like doing during my practice rounds while I'm analyzing a course is figuring out which holes I can attack and which holes I can't, which ones I need to play safe and which ones I can be really aggressive on. That hole, I know I just birdied it 3 times in a row, 3 straight shots. So now I know going into the tournament, I'm gonna attack that hole. This hole's a little different because it's longer, it is downhill, but it's a hard backhand hole, and I don't have a really big forehand, but I am going to try the forehand route just because it's hard to keep something that straight downhill on a backhand. Fade. It did sneak through those trees, so it's a good chance that during the tournament I could end up in those trees, so that'd be a good spot to practice from. But we also ended up really, really short, so I know I need to disc up. So I'm going to step up to a distance driver, see if we can't get a little closer. Oh, that's gonna look all right. That's a putt. We're still quite a bit short, honestly. Like I said, I don't have a really big forehand, but that is definitely within the circle. Just for the heck of it, I'm actually gonna try a backhand straight down the middle as well. It wasn't horrible. My form felt janky on that. Yeah, we left this first shot significantly short. We're well in C2, but this is my favorite length of putt. It's because there's not a whole lot of pressure on there. You just got to give it a solid run, put it up close to the basket. I'm gonna do a stepper. Give it to him. Give it to him! Give it to him, baby! Give it to him. That was an ugly putt. That was an ugly putt, but it went in. The last shot I threw on that backhand actually went the shortest, came up the shortest. But I think that was just because I was so afraid of turning it over into these trees. So let's give this a solid little run as well. I'm gonna do a step putt. I've been switching between jump putts and step putts, but I think I like the step putt a little bit more. I feel like I'm not foot following. Give it to him. Give it to him! 2 in a row, baby. Man, that wasn't a pretty putt, but it went in. Give it to him, baby. Well, my second shot with that photon actually went the furthest, but it's got the worst look because of these trees. I'm trying to complete the trifecta. Now there's actually pressure applied to this putt. See if we can't put it in there. Confident. Get it? No, no. Of course, the closest disc to the basket. ends up taking the par. So now I know on that last hole, maybe don't attack it super hard. I did birdie it twice, but those were long range putts in C2, and I'm not gonna guarantee that I can make that every single time. So I'm gonna play that hole most likely for par. If I have a birdie look, obviously I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna play that hole safe. This hole is 91 meters, and you got these rees that are all OB to the left, and then you also got a path that's long, and anything past that path, if you go long, is OB. So I think I'm gonna take my trusty Just to something super stable, send it out wide, let it crash in, and I'm gonna try the same thing with my Katuku. I think this is an overstable mid-range type of shot here. Skip, please. I mean, it's somewhat close. The Justice doesn't have a lot of glide. It's literally got a glide rating of 1, so maybe the Katuku can get there. No, that's not it either. That's not the one. The backhand form's feeling a little funky today, but it's okay. We're gonna work through it. I might try a 7-speed, the Huya, see if this works a little better. Put this on a little bit of hyzer. I'm just swinging them out way too wide, eh? None of these actually ended up too close. I threw a couple more after that as well. And yeah, the backhand form is feeling a little janky at the moment. We got another C2 putt, but you do got OB left and behind and right and behind. So you gotta be a bit careful. Just be confident. God, let's go. I like C2 putts, man. I like C2 putts. Well, this Katuku actually has no look. We went too far right, got pinched up behind the tree. Same thing with the Huya. So let's see if we can just poke this out and maybe throw it in. Just. You're joking. I hope I wasn't blocking the camera on that. Oh my gosh, let's go. So I reckon on that last hole, I'll probably play it safe, but if there's a birdie opportunity, I'll take it. This one, I'm definitely gonna be playing for pars. One, it's definitely reachable. It's only like 110 meters. I can totally get there. However, everything that you see that's tall to the right and to the left and behind the basket, that's all OB. And it's not even necessarily that it's just OB. It's the fact that if you go in there, the odds of you finding your disc are extremely small. So I think the smart play is I'm just gonna lay up in front of the basket, pitch up and take my par on this hole. No need to risk it. Could I do it? 110%. Am I confident I could still get the birdie or par? 110%. But I'm just not willing to take that risk. Yep, that'll do. I mean, that's about to be in the same exact spot, ain't it? Yeah, those are probably sitting right on top of each other. Okay, I'll try one more with the Justice as well. That's what I wanted to do. Really test that OB, swing it out and let it crash back in. That's what I wanted there. Yeah, these two zones didn't end up too far apart from each other. You got one right in front of the other. I'm gonna forehand this one. I'll use the zone again. Don't really trust the backhand on a short approach like this with so much OB going around. Let's just put this up there. Go in. Oh, that's long. That's long. It's still a putt though. Try the same thing on this zone. Hopefully get a little bit closer than that. Go in. That's pretty close. If I can land around about here in the tournament, I reckon I'll actually run this with a bit of a jump putt. See if we can't get there. Just be confident, playing catch. Ah, great layup, great layup. See if I can't get a little bit closer than that. No. No, not really. Let's see, can we salvage the par on this one? Well, that one came out super ugly, but went in. What about this one? Yeah. Yeah. That last hole is definitely going to be a hole I'm playing for par during the tournament. This hole is a hole that I don't think you really have a choice but to play for par. We got a 119 meter par 3, and everything to the left is pretty much OB. There's a path that runs along there, and it's all OB, and the basket's right there on the edge. So I'm just going to throw something super stable out wide, let it crash in, pitch up to the basket, and take a par there. Nice skip around that tree. We actually have somewhat of a look. It's a circle's edge look, and I've made a couple of those today, so I might give that a run. It's just scary with that OB right behind. Bomber Disc, Clash Just Wild Honey. This one's gonna be hard because we're gonna have to put on a lot of hyzer. Hopefully it flips up, but still has some fade to it. Oh, through that nose up. Look at that, just fall out of the sky. I threw that one like straight up into the sky though. Screw it, I'll try one more. Push. Oh yeah, that one's actually probably in the best position of them all. So two of these actually have a fairly decent birdie look. One thing I should have stated at the beginning of this video is that every time I'm throwing like a second or a third shot, I'm changing the disc stability slightly to see what disc is working the best for me on that hole. The first shot I threw was my most overstable photon. The second shot I threw that hyzer flipped and drifted off to the right was the Wild Honey, which is significantly flippier. And then the last shot I threw was a Fission photon, which is less stable than this photon, but that allowed it to turn a little bit more and get a little bit extra distance in. That one's closer up to the basket. I'll do a stepper. We'll give this a soft run. Nope. Nope, but I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that because it's right under the basket, easy par. This photon's a little bit closer, but still I don't think it's inside the circle. Gonna give this another soft run. Try to make this one though. Give it, no, not. A little too far to the right. And see, by choosing discs with different stabilities, you figure out which discs work and don't work. Like this Clash Disc Wild Honey, it got me the most distance out of the 3 discs, but it drifted me out to the right, and now I got a death putt. If I give this a solid run and I miss, it's a very good chance I could just shoot past the basket and go OB. So the smart play would be here to lay up. Like that. Well, all of these are makeable pars. That's a par, that's a par, and that's a par. So I think the game plan on this hole is gonna be play it for par, but if you have a cheeky birdie opportunity, feel free to give it a soft run. This is another fun hole. I think it's about 107 meters, but you can't actually see the basket. And all these rees are OB, and you got an OB creek that runs along the backside as well. So you kind of got a blind tee shot. Another thing I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the video is I never ever recommend playing a disc golf tournament blind. I always suggest that you practice the layout 1, 2, 3 times before your tournament, especially if the course has some blind shots like this hole in particular. This is probably like the only blind one really. But if you don't know where the basket is and you're playing it for the first time competitively, good luck to you, my man. So I'm just gonna throw a big hyzer out there, let it drift around. Hopefully we don't go out of bounds. I can't tell. We're either gonna be all right or we're out of bounds into the rees. I don't know. Oh, that one's nose up. I threw that one quite a bit nose up. I was really scared it was gonna go into the rees, but I think it dropped short. So neither of these ended up going out of bounds. That first shot is on the OB line, so very, very close, but it is safe. Neither of these were very good shots though, that's for sure. I'm gonna have to give these a solid run. We got OB right behind the basket. Just confidently like, that was a pretty bad effort. That was an ugly putt. When you take your 3 steps, does it go from the disc or from the out of bounds line? I'm gonna go from the disc, I don't know. And do you go, which way do you go? I don't know, perpendicular, whatever. I don't know the rules too. I'll just set the disc there, how about that? I only took 2 steps and I can do one of these. Does that work for everyone? Okay, cool. Give this a solid run. Oh, that was horrible. That just stuck to my hand. That was horrible. Well, I think it's safe to say after 2 pretty bad drives, 2 pretty bad putts on this hole, I will be playing this hole quite safe. I'll probably swing something out wide just to ensure I don't go out of bounds, pitch up on the second shot, and take my drop in par. So this next hole is actually pretty fun. We got a 134 meter par 4. It's a long ways down there, and it is an island basket. If you don't get inside the circle, there's a drop zone. And not only that, you got 2 drop zones before the island. So this is really a hole where you got to decide, are you going to pitch up? And if you are going to pitch up, are you going to pitch up to the first island? Are you going to pitch up to the second island? Or are you going to go all the way to the basket? I can get all the way down there to the basket, but can I put it inside the circle? Absolutely not. So I'm just gonna throw a mid-range to the second drop zone, play it safe. A little wide, but should be safe. Twice or it's luck, right, Simon? Yeah, both of those will work. Those will both work. So if I'm not mistaken, the island ends here. So either this disc is OB and it didn't make the island, or that disc went too far and it went past the island. I'll have to get clarification on that. Either way, one of these is safe and one of them isn't. We'll just flick one of these up there. Hopefully I don't smack this freaking pole right here. Go in. Ah, long. long. Yeah, that wooden stake got into my head on this and I pushed this a bit long, but I think we can still save the birdie. Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts because I know that's a putt I should make. Put it back and we'll do it again the right way. Ain't that right? Put it back and we'll just, like that. That's how you do it, Justice. Quit playing with them. That last hole is definitely a hole I'm gonna be attacking. It'd probably behoove me to go back there and try a putter off the tee to that second island, because that first shot with the Pathfinder did go long on that second island and I would have had to play from the drop zone. So we definitely don't want to go too long. This hole is very interesting. It's a double Mando. The big tree on to the right here is a Mando right, and then there's another tree way up there that's a Mando left, and you can't see the basket, but it's up there and to the right. You don't want to go too wide because it's going to cut you off for your second shot. You want something that's going to really hug that Mando tree to the right. Sneak, sneak. It's not a horrible place to be in. We'll throw another one. That's the one there. That's the one there. I don't know why I stopped recording, but afterwards I threw a third shot with my PD, something a little more stable, and I got around this tree really nicely, skipped up there, so I honestly think something more stable. The first two shots I threw were with an escape and an undertaker, so pretty much the same disc, very neutral flying. I think the overstable route is a little bit better. It gets around that tree and gets you a better look at the basket. Like, I still can't see the basket. We got a blind forehand coming up. Get there. So I heard it smack a tree, so I don't know if we're by the basket. I couldn't really see it. I just heard it smack a tree. Still can't really see the basket. This tree is the one that's the Mando right, or left, I mean. The basket's just up there and around somewhere, so I'm gonna throw a Justice on a forehand, let it crash. Let me see how far away this basket is. Okay, it's not really that far, so just a little something something up there. Oh, that should be good. Oh! I'm telling you, that had a chance maybe even going in if it doesn't hit that tree. See, this overstable shot, just, I can actually see the basket now. It's not a blind look, so definitely think this is the play. Hug this tree with something overstable, let it skip up here and you get a look at the basket. It's gonna flick a zone over there. Oh, quite a bit nose up. That's quite a bit nose up. Let's try that again. I mean, we ended up in the same exact spot. Maybe it's good that I practiced putting from over there, huh? Great, so all four of these shots, none of them made it inside the circle. Pretty bad, so we're gonna have, this might be a hole where we got some putting to do, honestly. Confidence is the key. No. Left that super duper nose up. Okay, so there's actually a white line that's running right here connecting to this tree, so I'm assuming this disc is probably out of bounds. This one's got no look really, trying to stay in bounds. We're gonna have to see if we can get 2 for 2 on this little step out guy. Oh, dang, man. This one's got really no excuses. The only one that's in bounds. It's gotta look, it's not super far. I'm pretty sure we're still in the circle. We gotta make this one. Oh, Justice, Justice, Justice. Come on, buddy. We're just throwing away birdies, man. Throwing away your birdies. We're still definitely gonna be attacking this hole for birdie on game day. I think I just played it pretty poorly. Last hole I'm gonna do today, this is an 89-foot par 3, dead straight through these trees. It's not mandatory or anything, you can go out wide, it's just the play is definitely through the trees. Anything to the right is OB, so if you get kicked out to the right and you go out onto this road, sorry friend, that's OB. I think the play is just gonna throw something straight at it. I'm trying to decide which disc. This is a good time to practice it out. I'm gonna start with the Envy and see if we can't hit a gap. Oh, we hit the gap barely, but that was pretty bad. Let's try Trash Panda Inner Core. Oh, shank that out to the OB. This could be an interesting hole, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Justice, come on. Let's try the fuse, put it down there. You! This is gonna be a struggle hole, is it? Let's try a forehand, huh? Let's try a forehand. We're struggling with the backhand to hit the gap. Let's not hurt ourselves anymore. Throw a forehand, nice and smooth. Throwing a forehand with the mid-range ain't easy either, so we'll throw it nice and smooth. Oh man, I just about hit a dude over there after bouncing off that tree. We gotta get a disc through this gap, man. We have to. This is ridiculous. Try another forehand. Turned over. I mean, it's through the gap. Try it again. Another mid-range forehand. That's the one there. I mean, it's not the one, but it's the best one we have so far. It's a really long putt. Yeah, I reckon forehand's gonna have to be the place. The backhand's, it's not feeling as accurate as it was a couple days ago. I've kind of lost a little bit of the confidence, a little bit of the accuracy. I mean, it's nothing horrible. We're gonna fight through. It's always great when that happens 2 days before a tournament though, right? But I reckon the Lazada or that Pathfinder still is gonna be the play over that Katuku just because it's a little too overstable with the slant of this hill. If I throw one of these on a little bit of hyzer, my flutter should pop it up to flat, and I think we'll have a much better look than this. Let's just put this up there. Yeah, that'll work for a layup. The envy on the backhand is not a bad choice. It's just, yeah, I'm not hitting the line that well on the backhand today. That's all right. Take our par for this shot. Oh, ho, ho. Let's end it on a good note. Let's put this birdie in. We hit Kate in the last one. Just put it in there. Nice and easy. Oh, come on. Try that again. Let's put this in there. End the day on a good note. Take a birdie, man. Nope. Nope. Wasn't meant to be. Can we save the par? Yeah, you seen the water come off of that? We'll take this one. We'll take this one. And we'll take this one. And we'll forget about all those trees that we hit at the start of this hole. Hopefully if you're new to disc golf and you've never done a proper practice round before, this can help you out on what I do, and you can take away the good and the bad from what I do. There might be some things I'm doing wrong that you want to change, and there might be some things you're like, hey, I like that. I'm gonna add that into my practice routine. But if you guys like the video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to see more, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future content. And wish me luck in this weekend's tournament. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.